Olympic tourists are ticked off over ticket shortages and tickets for the Olympics in London. What could have been done differently? We've got Edward Parkinson of Viagogo joining us from London in my home country, the UK. Edward, thank you very much for joining us. Before we get to what could have been done, what does Viagogo have to do with solving ticket problems?
So Viagogo is Europe's largest ticket marketplace. We operate a marketplace for major sports events right across Europe, whether that's the Premier League football, Grand Slam tennis, the French Open, allowing fans who've got those spare tickets to sell, to resell them on, and those people looking for tickets, for those prized great seats, to get hold of those tickets for events right across Europe.
So the stands have been empty in London, or some of the stands have been empty, and you know, Londoners were complaining they couldn't get tickets. So what can be done to fix the issues surrounding that for these games?
Right now, there's some simple solutions that can be put in place. I mean, firstly, just taking those people who've got tickets, perhaps who have turned up to the cheaper seats, and moving them forward to at least give them a better view. A great idea, which makes a lot of sense, is to have a standby list. So people who want to take that chance to turn up, put their name down, stand in line, could have the opportunity, if some of those seats are not filled, to get a ticket, to get a seat for an event. And certainly, a really important factor right now is to get those officials and VIPs who may or may not be turning up for the later events to commit to their seats. Will you be there? Will you not? And if you're not going to be there, let's get those seats back into the hands of some of those passionate fans outside.
Now, you mentioned secondary marketplaces. One of the things about secondary marketplaces is that sometimes ticket touts buy up all of the tickets in the secondary marketplace, and that just leaves the same amount of shortages or tickets that people can't afford to buy.
Well, the reality is that the vast majority of tickets in secondary marketplaces like Viagogo are being sold by regular fans who bought tickets and have unused tickets that they can't use, or indeed other legitimate sources, whether they're corporate sponsors, officials, box holders, selling on those tickets that they're not going to use. And I think what's really important for an event like the Olympics is it does have a secondary ticketing strategy, a strategy to make sure that once those tickets have been sold first time round, those spares, those unused seats can get put back into the pot and into the hands of people who really want to be there at events.
Okay, now I understand that 75% of the tickets for these Olympics in London 2012, were available to the public, and the rest were split between roughly half and half between national Olympic committees and then sponsors and international federations together. Is that the right mix?
It's, of course, the sponsors put a great deal of money into the games and they help keep the prices lower for everyone else. So it's absolutely right that they should get tickets. And, of course, officials are effectively working at the event. So it's right for those people to be offered tickets in the first place. What's important, though, is if they don't want to use those tickets, that there's a real mechanism for them to get back to the public. I think what we're seeing in London is those 25% aren't all being claimed by the people who were allocated them originally, but they're not being easily put back into the hands of the public. And that's what the real issue that we're addressing today.
Okay, now I know the folks at London 2012 said that they wanted to do better than what happened in Beijing. What about the next games? You know, when those happen, how do those organisers manage to avoid this pitfall?
I think absolutely need to have a secondary ticketing strategy. In this day and age, with events today, it's so important to provide that marketplace. Otherwise, what you have is empty seats on the venue and passionate fans outside being told to go and watch it on television. And they can see their empty seats. People inside the venue are taking pictures, posting it on Twitter. It's very evident what's happening. So a secondary ticketing strategy, a global marketplace that allows tickets to be traded and resold from people who've got spares into the hands of people who need them, is super important.